dearie, dearie me. What a chance. We want your views live. Click on the link if you can come on and face it via the video link. What a massive chance that was. Probably one of the biggest chances in the club's history to make the top four of the Premier League and go into the Champions League. We didn't do it. I want your views. Get them in now. This is your Leicester Fan TV show. Join the show. Oh, so many questions. Get your views in, get your comments in. Daniel says it was a shambles. I think that's a bit harsh, Daniel. Edge says Callum. Heartbreak says Flips. Watching on YouTube. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitter. Santosh says that penalty. What a sad day. It probably was a penalty, wasn't it? If we're being honest. It really was probably a penalty. Luke saying, what was Evans doing? And Casper at the end there. I don't know. Does that sum up a bit of the season from Christmas? Casper, last minute trying to go round a Man United striker when he had a simple pass on. I don't know. I'm not going to blame Casper for that. It was over by then, wasn't it? Luke saying, simply not good enough. Rodgers is a nearly man. Andy Smith says 14 points clear and we blew it. It's a disgrace. Harsh, Andy, I think. But hey, listen, Andy's allowed to have his views. Let's see what's going on. Rob saying why the pass back. I think, was it Hamza lost it a little bit in the middle there for their penalty thing. We missed champ. Yeah, I agree with Neil. Today wasn't, we lost today. Today was a chance. But the games we lost Champions League was not today. It was Bournemouth away. It was Watford. It was the Brighton game. Since the restart, we've had chances to just make it easy. And to be fair, Man United at home, it's always going to be tough. Lee says, James Justin, excellent today, man of the match. It's hard to try and pick a man of the match today when you've lost 2-0. Graham saying, still a good season, and I think that's how a lot of us feel. I mean, look, we've got into Europa League. I would have definitely took that at the start of the season. Surely you would have took it. But we've been in the Champions League spot all the way through. Nigel saying Europa suits our ability. Simples. It probably does, Nigel. We're probably not up to Champions League just quite this season. Somebody on the Facebook group says, yeah, just 1 point from Norwich. Don't forget, we've lost to Norwich. They've been relegated. We've lost to Bournemouth this season. They've been relegated. So, strange. Rob, I agree with you. At half-time, people said, please don't take Nacho off. And there he was. He did it. Again, the question is, and you can answer this, did Brendan get it wrong today? Did he set us up too defensive from the start? We played two central defensive midfielders in a game we knew technically we had to win. Did Rodgers get it wrong? I don't want to blame him, but did he get it wrong? Sid says, we're out, but at least we got fifth in Europa. I agree, Nacho was decent. Derek saying at least Vardy won the Golden Boot, right? I believe he has. I'm not that bothered about the Golden Boot. I mean, it'd be great for Vardy if he gets it, but Champions League for Leicester was going to be the big one. Paolo says, of course, we're all disappointed, but we gave the Champions League place away over the last few weeks. Let's hope better for next season. Yeah, somebody is. Jason's just put, where's Jim Bowen? And here's what you could have won. The Europa League is meeting the target set by the owners. Yes, we could have been Champions League and we would have all took Europa before the season was killed. I'm going to put it one more time in the comments and I will keep putting it in there. If you want to click on the link, like some fans have already done, I've got people waiting to come in. I'm going to add them in. I just want to hear what they've got to say. I'm going to give them their minute or two to talk, and then we'll move on to the next one because there's a lot waiting. I'm going to bring Reese in to start with. Reese, can you hear me, mate?
I can. Hear me?
Go on then, Reese. What's your views on that?
A little flat and lethargic, but when you think about it, over the course of the season, it's it's Europe. It's Europe at the end of the day. I think we should have had that Champions League spot way before the end of the season. But it is. I mean, like I said, I think it's a missed opportunity for the Champions League, but it is Europa League. It's a competition I think we can win. And,
Reece, tomorrow night, mate, we're going to do a big show. We've got an hour-long special tomorrow night. Well, we'll look back at the season. We'll probably debate in more depth Europa League. And I'm sure by tomorrow night we'll be positive saying that. I want to talk to you about today's game, Reece.
Just a match.
Well, no, I know what you're saying, and you are being right to say, look, we've got Europa, and let's be happy. But today's game was a chance. It was a winner-takes-all game. I just felt like, and I want to know what you think, it felt like we just didn't quite have enough today. Didn't quite go for it.
Yeah, I just don't think we got over the line. I think we didn't finish our chances, really. We had a few chances, half chances. Could have finished. There's a bit of a nasty one from Evans at the end. So that what Smiker was doing at the end either. But you know what? I don't think we played bad today. And to lose 1-0 to a United side who have been in form apart from the last two games, they've been very good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since Fernandes came in.
Don't forget we did lose 2-0, Reece.
Well, 2-0, sorry.
That's all right.
2-0 is still. I think they played. I don't know how Maguire didn't get sent off. I thought he should have got sent off.
It did feel like every time we launched the ball into their box, one of their players fell over. But perhaps that's just professionalism.
I just feel that Maguire went through. Was it Vardy? I think it might have been Vardy, and on the edge of the box. He was on a yellow card, but I mean,
yes, he did a bit.
Yeah,
he did a bit.
I think he left a bit on him as well. I thought we should have a penalty for Iheanacho as well. Personally,
I thought it was worth a shout.
It's hit and miss, really. But yeah, I don't think we played bad. I thought we played quite well. It was nice to see us doing the big Wes up top last 10. I know you like that.
Well, at least we were having a go the last 5 or 10. I have to say, at least we did have a go, Reece. Reece, we're doing a big show tomorrow night. Hopefully you'll join us to give us more thoughts on Europa League. I'm going to let you go because I've got lots of people clicking in, but thanks for coming in today. Reece, don't forget, get your views in, get your comments in. Click on the link if you want to come in. Simon May saying Madders will be gone before next season. Simon, let's hope not, but I hear what you're saying. That will be some of the issues with not making Champions League this season. Champions League would probably have ensured keeping some of those players. I'm going to add Joanna in because she doesn't click in too often. Joanna? Hi, how are you?
Trying to find somewhere
Can we hear you all right, Joanna? Your connection is a bit ropey. I don't know if you've gone too far away from your Wi-Fi, so try and come back in again, Joanna, if you can. I'm going to add in Michael. I'm going to add in Chris from Leicester Till I Die. I'm going to add in Locks as well. Guys, how are you? Let's start with you, Michael, watching out in the States. So close, yet so far. What was your views on it today?
Well, my number one thing is we did not score. We did not score a goal again. We had good possession. We had good ball movement. We had a great shape on defense. Everyone had great effort, but once again, 0 goals. That's what makes me cheer. That's what makes me get up. That's what makes me excited about the game. And that did not happen again today. And it's very frustrating. 5th place for the season. It's disappointing that we were in 3rd pretty much the whole season. But a Europa spot is good, but the 0 goals is really what frustrates me the most. My weekend is ruined.
Chris, it is frustrating when we didn't score today. We had a couple of chances, Chris, but nothing. I mean, Vardy hits a crossbar, and then he has a shot that was.
I think that was more luck than an attempt on goal. To be honest with you. I think it was just one of those days. I think we could still be playing now, and I don't think we would have scored. But to quote an old thing, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I think you get what you get out the season after 38 games. And I'm sat here thinking, we've still got Europe, we're still 5th. And I'm as happy, I'm disappointed, but, I'm still thinking we're in Europe.
Yeah, Yeah, Locks as well. Thanks for joining us again, Locks.
Oh, are you there, Phil?
Yeah, can you hear me, Locks?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Yeah, what, Locks, disappointing?
A couple of weeks ago, or a week ago even, I was one of them fans who was saying, expectations change, and it was really disappointing that we let that point difference slip. I was really annoyed with that, on how we've kind of dropped so much. But I think right now, all we've got to do is just be positive with what we've got. We've got Europa League. Next, we're going to have to improve the squad big time in this transfer window. Improve the squad depth, maybe get one or two players in who can start in the first team even. I think we just need to push on. We need to have another good start to next season, and the next step really is to push on and try and qualify for Champions League next year. It's going to be hard.
Michael, do you think Brendan got it? Are we allowed to say Brendan got it wrong today a little bit, or are we being a bit harsh there?
I liked our shape. The players that were maybe not taking off Albrighton so early, but yeah, he was good today. We just had I don't know. Maybe we just don't have the players. Our peak is fifth. We played our schedule really good, and we were third place all season long. And then when our schedule, got a little bumpy, we played to it. And so maybe we don't have the players. The players that we were missing, we were really missing. Ricardo, Madison, Chile. So that was really noticeable. Those games when Ndidi was missing, that was really noticeable. That those guys were missing. So maybe we just don't have the players. Maybe we have the players for fifth place.
Yeah, you could well be right, Michael. Joanna, thanks for joining us and clicking back in. What's your take on it today, Joanna? Are you trying to be positive about it, or are you just feeling a bit like a missed opportunity to not close the Champions League down?
I'm always positive, always positive. We could be playing Barcelona in 2 weeks now, still go for the City win. Just disappointing. They just try and get so far. They go up the field. Everything's fine, but they just can't get the goals. Just cannot get the goals.
We're relying a little bit too much on Jamie Vardy again today, maybe. I thought Nacho played well. Surprised he went off, Joanna.
I was surprised he went off, but even Jamie Vardy, when he plays a bit further out wide and he's crossing into Barnes, even Nacho, if Nacho and Barnes are up front and Vardy's further on the side, he's making some good assists by being further out rather than being up front.
Chappers, thanks for joining us. You were watching the show and doing one of your hot mic talk-alongs. What was the general feeling of it? What were your take on it today, Chappers?
I think we played decent. You can only play the cards you dealt with, and unfortunately, we're really missing out on our key players. We've said this time and time again, over and over, for the last God knows how many games now. Now I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm glad we kind of won some of the games we did win on the return from the pandemic, because we would have lost out on Europa as well, because Spurs have just pinched it, haven't they?
I haven't even looked at the final table, Chappers. So
yeah, they have. They've just pinched Wolves' spot, I believe.
Yeah. So listen, we've got to be positive, Chappers, about the season as a whole, which will go on. But do you feel like, again, I'm trying to focus just on today's match in this show, and then tomorrow's night show we're going to have a big chunter through the whole season. But Chappers, do you feel, again, do you think the tactics were right? A bit too defensive? It never felt like, I feel a bit like that game, like I didn't want to feel like the Stoke away game when we went down to League One. I feel like we had a chance today and we didn't quite go for it, Lee.
I know, but we couldn't play Ryan Bennett and James Justin on the right. It would never have worked with the pace that they've got down that left side. With the guy Williams that's taking over from Luke Shaw, he works so well with Rashford and Fernandez as well as a triangle. Honestly, we could not play Ryan Bennett and James Justin on the right. So I think Brendan got it right in the middle for me, but I think taking Nacho off probably too early, maybe. Because look, we had Wes Morgan was free at one point and he swung for it and missed it. If that's a striker, it's going in the back of the net.
Yeah, Chris, just not quite going to do it this season, but it was more. I know you live down in Poole in Dorset. We'll look back at that Bournemouth game and say, if we'd have won that, we'd have done it.
Yeah, you can look back at so many games like that, though, can't you? I mean, we were so close to going through, and it is very, very thin margins. But somebody just messaged me, and this kind of sums up how I think a lot of us are feeling. And they said they've just seen pictures of Spurs celebrating like they'd won the league because they got the Europa League, and yet we are so disappointed. Shows how far we have come. And I think that is just totally. I think that sums it up. I couldn't have put it better myself. I think once we sort of had a drink maybe, and we'll look back and go, yeah, fifth, that was bloody good, really. We're in the Europa League, and I don't think necessarily it was actually. You can look back at these games that we've lost. I think what really did for us was, and I've said this before, was the lack of activity in the transfer window.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I'm going to let you go because your connection is bad. Chris, hopefully you'll join us tomorrow night for tomorrow night's show where we are going to look back through the whole season. And I agree, the January transfer window possibly is what's done us. Michael, I'm going to let you go as well. Thanks a lot for joining us from the States. Brilliant to have you on. Removing those guys. Sean's just joined us. Sean, what's your post-match feelings and views after that? Deflated or already looking at the positives of Europa League?
I'm going to go with more looking at the positives, Phil. I said it at the start of the game to my in-laws, move her off. It was squeaky bum time all the way through. It made me feel sick just sitting there watching the game. I've got my family supports Man U, so I've got a load of stick off them anyway, which isn't great. But I've just said it in your comments, straight away, transfer window now. That's where I'm looking. There was rumours about Luka Jovic coming in from Real Madrid. Let's get pen to paper, get him signed, done. There's one positive. Let's get the players in that we need. Strikers that we need, those that can score goals, those that can create those chances as well. That's a must, purely because we're lacking goals. Yes, Vardy's just won Golden Boot. Well done. But going on since the restart, he doesn't deserve it. Really doesn't. And many people will disagree with me on that. Europa, it's going to attract some names. I've just seen as well that Reece said Leon Bailey is a quality player. I'd have him. He's a good friend of Vendidi's. Fingers crossed that could happen. But we don't have a bench to satisfy the team, really. The substitutions are weak, if I'm being honest. Perez coming on for Nacho, that was just a no-go because Perez doesn't offer anything in my eyes. And I'd say offload him, get rid of him, cash him in right now because he's poor. The form he had with Newcastle to now, it's just absolute abysmal in my eyes.
Well, okay, that's that, Sean. Again, a lot of this we're going to get into. Chappers, my fear slightly after losing today and not making the Champions League is, and again, we'll never know, but Lee, we having Champions League to offer to get players in the summer is a much bigger attraction to saying Europa League, isn't it, Lee? And keeping players. And keeping players. Yeah, what's your views on that?
Yeah, well, we all know that Chilwell's going to be out the door, right? Come on. We all know Chilwell's going, especially with the fact that Luke Thomas is playing so well, by the way. I think he had another really good game today. Yes, yeah, definitely. So probably a man of the match for me, actually, for Leicester overall. Yes, I thought he had a very decent game. Again, didn't look phased at all, considering it's only his third game. Exactly. Fits straight into the team. I think he does practically everything that Chilwell brings to the table anyway. And I don't think he's put a foot wrong really yet. So hats off to the lad. He's a young lad. And if Chilwell goes, I don't think we're going to miss him too much with Luke Thomas in. I'm a little concerned about some of the other players. There's rumours that Maddison signed a 95,000 deal for
With
a week deal for Leicester, but I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, apparently that's happening. So,
Well, that's good news, isn't it, Lee?
well, that probably just puts the price up for a sale. To be honest with you, that's probably a panic contract extension to get a bigger number for him.
Yeah, I mean, Maddison would be the one for me this summer who I fear going. Chilwell, like you say, no offence to defenders. Defenders are great, but they're not the creative attacking players. So
we need wingers, Phil. We need wingers. We need wingers left and right. There isn't any world-class wingers in this team. Jamie Vardy's okay, probably not world-class, but he's up there. He's regarded highly by the Leicester faithful and, around the Premier League. He is highly regarded. Jesus, he's just won the Golden Boot. I know he's probably not scored recently in the pandemic, but our season's based on the whole season, not the last 8 weeks, whatever it is. So, we need someone as good at that level, like Mahrez, for example. We need someone as good as that. Because Perez isn't it, and he's definitely not a winger.
No, it's Perez. Perez has played better in the middle of the park. He's not a winger. Like Locks, I'm one of the only Leicester fans who isn't screaming for a winger. I'm screaming for an alternative striker to Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy's 33. Yes, he's just won Golden Boot, but Nacho is starting to blend with Vardy. I'd just like to see. I keep saying Mitrovic. I'm going to start bleating about Mitrovic again. Somebody who will bring us something a bit more, Locks. But are you a winger type bloke as well?
I definitely think we need a winger. Obviously, two examples of conversations I've had recently. I spoke with someone called Sam on mine and Josh's show not long ago. He said, there is literally no one to come off our bench and scare the opponents. Make opponents kind of worried about who's coming off the bench. In terms of a striker, now I spoke with Owen on Thursday from Radio Leicester. He pointed. We spoke about how there's not many strikers out there who are good enough to start for us, but who are going to be happy to sit on the bench behind Vardy, because we all know Vardy isn't going to. Vardy is our striker. He is Leicester through and through. Right now, and. Obviously he had his times with Puel where he was on the bench, but I don't see us bringing in a striker who's going to be happy to be second in the pecking order behind Vardy. I don't see that at all, but I definitely think we need a winger, 100%. I agree with Chappie there, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it tomorrow night, but somebody's just put a comment in: which player would you have from the relegated teams? Troy Deeney, maybe, but he's perhaps past it. Sean, I still want to focus on today's game because I'm still.
Yeah.
It's one of those where I know. Look, it's great to be positive and looking forward to Europa League and who we're going to be signed. I'm still absolutely. I am miffed off that we haven't gone for it today, Sean, and we haven't. I do feel like it was a massive missed opportunity for just not having a real go. But maybe other fans think we did have a go. Sean, do you feel like we had a go today?
I felt the first 10, 15 minutes, we might have been trying to suss Manu out. We knew instantly their back line was shaky anyway, and we knew De Gea was shaky. We all seen it. Vardy's seen it himself. Vardy's gone for that ball, had every right to go for that ball, and there's De Gea kicking off about it. De Gea, pack your bags, because no team want you right now, the way you're playing. I wouldn't have him myself. After that, that was it. We was at them. And I think we've probably gone in at half time and both managers have gone, look, it's 2-0 Chelsea. So it's Man U, it's sit back, park the bus as per usual. When don't they? And then for Leicester, it was the fact that we had to go out and get them. So we come out, we tried to do a lot of fancy stuff, and Diddy made quite a few mistakes. I did wonder whether, taking them off might have helped. But we needed to have gone for it break time, and I think we did. Until their penalty, which, what a shocker. Barchester United all over that one. And once again, Fernandes takes the penalty. For me, that was the big turning point of the game. And Summit then switched in our lights, and we wanted it more than anything then. We should have wanted it more, to start with before that penalty. But hey, I don't control the game, and no one else
Listen,
apart from the players.
Look, lads, peer up a little bit. We could get Tottenham at Hotspur in the Europa League final, yeah? Oh dear, it's not all doom and gloom, lads. I know it's not quite Champions League football, but it's still Europe football. It's something that we've been looking forward to since we've come back from the Championship days and the League One days. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not quite a top level Europe football, but it'll do. It'll do.
Chappers is saying it will do. Sean, I'm going to let you go because the line's gone a bit cranky. Thanks for joining us as ever.
No worries.
Chappers and Locks, thanks for joining us as well today.
No probs. I've just tweeted something. Make sure you have a look at the Twitter post that I've just put out because you'll piss yourself after this show.
All right, we'll go. Don't forget, go and follow Chappers at Lee
_Chappy, yeah.
That's the one. Thanks, Lee, for joining us. Thanks, Locks, as well.
See you guys.
Cheers.
We'll see both of those. Hopefully, they'll be joining us tomorrow. We're going to do a Fan Zone special 7:30 hour-long show. My question for you: did we go for it today? Maybe by tomorrow I'll be all positive. But I tell you what, today I do just feel a little bit, a bit like that Stoke away game when we got relegated. That we had chances to really go for it, and I feel like we didn't quite go for it. So get your comments in on that. Sam says, Europa is what we deserve and is a good stepping stone for us. This wasn't the match to try and win it. It was against the lower table teams like Norwich. We gave them 4 points out of their 21, which is shocking. Should have finished it before this match, but Europa and a golden boot is amazing for us. So Sam's keeping it really positive there. Ryan is saying next season will be shocking. I know somebody put in the comments earlier, let's hope it doesn't take this form into it. Jamie's saying we need a left wing, right wing, striker and centre half. Hooted with the results and the end of the season, but lots of positives for next season. Marine is saying, let's go for Zaha. He will run at teams. Reese is saying it wasn't a penalty for him. I think it probably was Reese, if I'm honest. The guy, he got scissor tackled by two players. I just think Johnny Evans might have got a nick to it, but I think it was a penalty to them. John O'Towers, absolutely. We lost it against Bournemouth and at home to Brighton, which was shocking. Chowdhury did lose the ball and cost us for the penalty, and of course Casper for the end, but that really doesn't matter. Thursday and Sunday football will be a killer, says Patrick. Oh, it's what big teams have got to get used to, so let's not grumble about that. I'm not having that. Overall, well done, says Mark. He says, now let's kick on next season with lots of experience. I think that's what it was. Sean says we played well. I think Maguire not being sent off and the penalty, they had done us, but European football regardless and a change of formation. I think that's the general gist of it for everybody today. Onwards and upwards. We did blow it because it was ours to blow. But boy, you've got to be in the position to do that, to take it to the last game of the season. One of Leicester's best seasons ever in our 130-something years. Got to be happy with that. We'd have all took it at the start of the season if you'd have said Leicester City are going to finish fifth. We've just got to get over the line next season with some of these. We've got to get to a cup final. We've got to not bottle it against Villa. We've got to... Our Achilles' heel seems to be some of these lower teams. That's what we've got to be. A little bit more clinical against these teams. Don't forget, you can follow us at Leicester Fan TV all over social media. We are live tomorrow night, 7:30. We'll be reviewing the season. We'll have had 24 hours to calm down and start to take positives going forward, thinking about who we might even be buying. We want your views. That's tomorrow night, 7:30. As ever, thanks to the guys at ADT, Eat Me, Tiger, Moya Wade, Leicester Garage Conversions, Piglets Pantries, the Foxes Arms in Alcudia, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, and our chosen charity is Memphis. So thanks to all those guys, but mostly thanks to all your views, all your comments. Let us know. Ryan can have the last word today. Kazakhstan, here we come. Thursday nights in Kazakhstan. Well, it used to be Thursday nights in Yeovil. In fact, Wednesday nights, Ryan. So it's onwards and upwards. We'll take it. From me, Phil, Leicester Fan TV, after what in reality has been a very, very good season for Leicester City and us all here on Leicester Fan TV. Join us for an end of season finale at 7:30. Wednesday night, Tom Hoger is chatting in the Fox's Tail show with Reedy, Paul Reed, from back in the 90s, I would say, maybe 80s. And on Thursday night, Locks and Josh will be joined by guests to have their own look forward. They'll be starting to look forward at who might we be signing. So from me, Phil, Leicester Fan TV, thanks everybody for all your comments. Start getting ready for Kazakhstan on a Thursday night. Leicester are in Europe. See you later. Gutted. See you later.